Hello everyone, welcome to Civil Prep. I am Krishna Gupta. So this is a case study session on for 1000 case studies, which is now based on 3D models. Okay, so this is one of an important update for the UPSC aspirants, for the geography optional aspirants, that these case studies will now be available in 3D models here. Okay, so welcome all of you. Okay, so those who are watching the video on YouTube or Telegram or any other platform, so do like the video, comment how did you experience this particular models and how you are uh, getting it. Is there any doubt? Is there any confusion? If you feel anything, whatever you have, what you feel, you can provide in the comment box. Okay, so I am Krishna Gupta. So I have started this one of the unique program which is being taken up now. So I have seen that there is certain issues with pretending or understanding the landforms or understanding the phenomena. So it is quite difficult that most of the students find it difficult to visualize things. So I have taken up with this innovative solution with respect to this innovative solution with respect to coming up with the 3D models here. Okay, so let's start with the first case what we have today. The first case we have, that is the Mauna Kea. Okay, Mauna Kea, if we look at, it is one of a volcanic island. Okay, this volcanic island, it is present in Hawaii Island. It is situated in Pacific Ocean. Okay, now what we will see here, that this particular part here, it was this particular part, we can see here one of the model which is providing us the understanding of this Mauna Kea. Okay, so here we'll be seeing that this is the region. Okay, this is the region where the eruption of volcanoes is taking place. Okay, so these are certain regions where the volcanic eruption is taking place. This type of volcano, it is a shield volcano. It is a shield volcano. Okay, so here we'll be seeing that the periphery of this particular volcano, it is quite large. It is quite large. Okay, but when we will look at it, the height of this particular landform, okay, when we'll be looking at the height, its height is not very high. Okay, so by this we are able to interpret that this is one of an important part to understand from the perspective of geography. Okay, so this is one important part here. Okay, if we look at how this particular landform has formed, if we look at how this particular landform is formed, so here we need to look at the plate tectonics part. Here we need to look at the plate tectonics part. So this is asthenosphere. Okay, this is oceanic plate. And these two things, we will see that this is the part of mantle plum. This is an important thing which we need to notice. And this mantle plum, it is having its origin at the outer core. This is having its origin at the outer core. So here we will be seeing that in this way, we can see here when there is sliding of the plate is taking place, here there is formation of the formation of the mountains is volcanic arc island is taking place here. So we can see that how these arcs are formed and they are moving further along with the plate. Okay, they are moving further here. So we can see this through this particular mechanism. Now, this particular Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa, there are two mountains which are more volcanic mountains which are present in the Hawaii Island, and they erupted in 2024. Okay, so this is one of the case which is quite important from the recent perspective, that how the volcanic activity it is taking place in the Hawaii Island. Now, this eruption of volcano, it is influencing a lot of things. For example, there is quite cultural significance, a good cultural significance in the Hawaii Island. Here, the human interaction with landform is considered quite sacred in nature. Okay, it is considered quite sacred in nature, and the people who are living in the Mauna Kea and Mauna Loa, that is the Hawaiian island, so they are having very high affinity towards the environmental determinism. But in the recent times, with the development of technology, there is an aspect of possibilism which has been added in contemporary time. So we can say they are following environmental determinism. But in recent times, with the development of technology, the aspect of possibilism has also been added in the recent times. Then after this, we'll be seeing that the system here, it is following a indigenous system. An indigenous system is seen in the Mauna Loa and Mauna Kea in the Hawaiian Island. So therefore, this region, it is majorly having a component of the indigenous culture in this particular region. Just give me a second. Okay, so this is one of the important part which we can apply here in a very apt manner. A lot of theories and models with respect to understanding that how this particular Mauna Kea is, and how we can interpret and understand this Mauna Kea with respect to this 3D model. Okay, so guys, I will be uploading this PPT. So you can take this PPT, you can refer to the PPT, and you can also look at the diagrams and models, and you can understand that how it will be working. Okay. Now, next part we have, that is the king cycle of erosion. So here the landform which we are seeing here, this is a mesa. Okay. When we look at mesa, how it is formed. So there is a particular landform here. Okay. So in the arid region, okay, this is also part of arid cycle of erosion or savanna cycle. So under the savanna cycle, there is first upliftment of landform, then there is youth stage, then mature stage, and then there is old stage. Okay, so here we see that under the initial stage, youth stage, mature stage, and old stage. Under initial stage, it is following the Deficient model. Therefore, there is no erosion. But as it enters the youth stage, here we'll be seeing that the development of paddy plains. The development of paddy plains, it occurs simultaneously. Okay. Okay, here the development of paddy plain is taking place. Now, initially there is development of mesa, then there is development of butte, then there is development of a very sharp structure. It is called as Inselberg. So this is seen while the development of uh, the development or the evolution of the arid cycle of erosion or savanna cycle of erosion or king cycle of erosion. So in this part, we will be seeing that this mesa, you can see that this is also one of the part or one of the form which is quite consistent in nature. Okay, and it has formed out of the erosion of the landform. So here we'll be seeing that the rill erosion, the gully erosion, the wash sheet, all those things they are taking place simultaneously. So this is one of the important aspect which can be asked in UPSC examination. Why? Because in the contemporary time we are seeing that because of climate change, these landforms they are getting altered. These landforms they are getting altered. Why? Because of the climate extreme phenomena. Under the times there are floods, under the time there are drought. During the flood time, the erosion cycle it is highly enhanced by the water or the river. Under the drought conditions, it is dominated by aeolian agents. That is wind. Okay, so here we'll be understanding that in the contemporary time, they are this is the initial phase or initial stage. After this stage, we have the second part here. Here we can see that this is part of, just give me a second. Okay, this is paddy plain. This is Inselberg. This is Butte. And this one here, we can say this is Mesa. This one is Mesa here. So looking at this landform, we can see here that how this landform has been formed. Okay, how there is formation of landform has taken place here. So by this 3D format, we are able to see that where the grooves are present, okay, where the grooves are present and how it can be interpreted with respect to formation of Mesa, Butte and Inselberg. Okay, so initially this Mesa, Butte and Inselberg, it was a consolidated landform. And after this, there was a lateral erosion. Okay, lateral erosion and vertical erosion. So vertical erosion, it is stopping after achieving the base level. After it has achieved base level, there is dominance of lateral erosion. Okay, so with respect to the lateral erosion, these landforms they are moving apart. Okay, so this is one of the part which we can see here under the king cycle of erosion. Okay, where we can see Mesa, Butte, Inselberg, and Paddy Plain. which are important factor here, okay, or the important landforms. Now, moving to the next case, we have fjords. Okay, when we look at the fjords, we will see that fjords are basically glacial landforms. Okay, they are basically glacial landforms which are present in the coastal region. Okay, it is present in the coastal region. Now here we will be seeing that in the recent time, the climate change, they have altered this fjords. Okay, this fjord, it is named by Dixon Fjord, who has given this concept of uh, the fjords and how they are being formed. We will see here that we have certain mountains, and these mountains, they are near to the coastal area. They are near to the coastal area. Okay, so this is one important part. Now here we have the presence of glaciers. These glaciers, when they move down during the winter season, here these glaciers, they move towards the sea part. Okay, so we will see this in diagram here. So we can see here these grooves. These grooves, they have been formed by the presence of glaciers, and these glaciers, they have moved in this region, and because of the erosion by these glaciers, these grooves have formed, and they have resulted into the formation of such kind of fjords here. This is one of the fjord which is present in Norway. This is an example of fjord which is present in Norway. Okay, so looking at this diagram, we can see here this terrain. Okay, so Norway region will be seeing that there the formation of fjords here, it is taking place since the Pleistocene Ice Age and before that. So here we can see the mountains. Okay, these mountains, okay, they are being eroded by the glacial landforms here, and how these glacial landforms, they are resulting into the meeting of sea in this region. Okay, so this is the region of sea. Now these fjords will be seeing that they are being basically affected because of the Earth's feedback mechanism, that is increase in temperature. So because of the rise of the global temperature, we'll be seeing that there is global warming is taking place. And because of global warming, there is increased sea level rise happening mainly due to the melting of glaciers. So because of this, what we'll be seeing that the elevations which we can see here, the elevations which we can see here in these fjords, okay, these elevations, they are getting increased, and these fjords, they are getting destroyed. Okay, they are getting destroyed because they have actually formed by the erosion of glaciers, but here they are encroached by water or sea. So because of the encroachment by sea, these natural systems, okay, which are being formed, they are getting disturbed and destroyed in the contemporary time because of the climate change. Okay, so guys, this is one of the case which is present in the part of fjords. Okay, fjords, which is present in Norway, present in Alaska region of USA, then Canada region, then Siberian region, also in the Antarctic region. Okay, moving to the next case, we have karst landforms. So karst landform, we will be seeing that this has been very aptly defined by Davis. Okay, so under the Davis part, we'll be seeing that the landform which is present here, it is also undergoing through 4 stages. First is initial stage, then youth stage, mature stage, and old stage. In the initial stage, there is only upliftment, okay, but there is no erosion or no exogenetic forces are applied here. While as it enters the youth stage, here the development of landform occurs, okay, and under the old stage, we have the development of peneplain. Okay, here we have this as the base level. This is relative relief, and this is absolute relief. Okay, here in the youth stage, we'll be seeing that here the vertical cutting, it is dominated, while in the mature stage, the lateral cutting or lateral erosion, it is dominated, but there is a component of vertical erosion is still present. But in the old stage, the vertical erosion, it is completely stopped and it is completely dominated by lateral erosion. Okay, so these are basic aspects which we see in the presence in the karst landform. Now under this karst landform, this is dominated by groundwater or groundwater erosion. Such kind of landforms, they are developed in the limestone, dolomite, cavern. Okay, so these are different rock types where we see the development of karst landforms. So in this landform, we can see that first there is development of sinkhole. Okay, this is sinkhole. Then there is development of, we can say here, a cave. Okay, there is a cave is formed here. Then here we can see that there is formation of Uwala. Okay, and here we see that there is movement of water is taking place in this part here. Okay, when we see this diagram in a 3D model, so here we can see that this kind of landform, which is majorly made up of limestone and dolomite. So here how the water is moving here in the upper part. Now here it is entering into the region by the sinkholes, and how it is then eroding the inner regions. Okay, that is the deeper part here. Then this river, it becomes a part of the groundwater in this particular region. So here we can understand this part and how the working of this landform is taking place. The karst landform is being developed. It is seen here. So when we talk about the karst landform in the recent times, we have one of the island which is called as Paling Island in Indonesia. Okay, so here what is happening? There are certain indigenous communities. They are resisting the limestone mining in the karst landscape. Why? Because the indigenous people, they are fearing the loss of water sources and the biodiversity in the region. The region is 97% karst and supports a unique yam cultivation. Okay, it is supporting the yam cultivation here. Now, when we talk about this part, that indigenous people, they are opposing the mining of limestone. So here we see that there is certain human environment interaction with respect to tall soil. Okay, then there is sustainable livelihood framework, is also seen here. Ecological footprint model in terms of the carrying capacity, which has been provided by Malthus, and which is also seen from the perspective of landform development, that is Veckerengal. Okay, then here we see that there is a political ecological model which is providing us a power asymmetry in the land use decisions. Okay, so this is one of the case which is from the perspective of karst landform, which is taking place in Indonesia with respect to yam cultivation. Okay, now remember this diagram. This is also quite important. Now, next we have the frequent earthquakes in Japan. When we talk about the earthquake or tsunami rate part, we see that Japan is one of the region which is having the highest presence of the earthquakes. Okay, in a particular day, Japan experiences more than 200 minor earthquakes. Okay, there are more than 200 minor earthquakes. Recently, what we'll be seeing that, okay, first we will look at the region that why these earthquakes are happening here. This is the Japan region. Okay, so here these are the islands of Japan. Okay, these are the 4 islands of Japan. Here we'll be seeing that this is one of the subducting plate here. Here the subduction is taking place, and here in this 3D model we can understand it in a better way, that this is the way where this is the subduction is taking place here. Okay, this is Pacific plate. Okay, this is Pacific plate. This is Asian plate. And under the Asian plate also, this particular region which we are seeing, you can see here that this region, it is majorly consisting of water part. Okay, here we can see there are certain seas are present here, and there is islands are present. So this is Japan is a archipelago or island archipelago, or it is also called as volcanic island. Now, in this region, there is one unique thing. Okay, so this is the Asian plate. This is the Pacific plate, where the subduction of Pacific plate is taking place under the Asian plate. Here we have certain zones defined. Okay, this is the Benioff zone. Okay, here we have 3 types of earthquakes, that is shallow earthquakes, then we have medium earthquake, then here we have deep earthquake. So understanding this part in a better way, we can see here by this. Okay, here we can see that how the earthquakes are taking place here in the different regions. So this is one of the part which is quite important for us to understand the nature of earthquake which is taking place in the region of Japan. Okay, so here we can see that along the complete plate, we can find this presence of the regions where the earthquake is taking place inside the plates here, or the plate interaction, it is resulting into the earthquakes in this region. Okay, so by this 3D model, we are able to understand in a better manner that how the plate interaction, it is resulting into the increased earthquake in the region of the Japan, okay, or in the Pacific Ocean region. So Pacific Ocean region, it is also called as Pacific Rim of Fire. Okay, so this is one of the important part. So here we'll be seeing that there is an island here, this last island, This island, it is called as Hokkaido Island. Okay, this is Hokkaido Island. So here, an earthquake of intensity of 6 magnitude. Okay, 6 magnitude, it is quite normal here in this region. So this earthquake, it has resulted into the disturbances which has taken place in this particular region here. So tectonic settings, we can see here that we have major settings here. Okay, here in this region, this is a trench, okay, which is the subduction zone also. This is basically a trench, and this is called as coral trench. This is a coral trench. Now, when we talk about the models, here we have the first model which defines this part. Okay, getting back to the shape here, we see that we have the first model which is defined here by the plate tectonics, which is done by Morgan, Mackenzie, Wilson. Okay, then there is elastic rebound theory. Okay, where is the stress accumulation it releases during the earthquakes, resulting into the formation of vibrations or seismic waves. Then we have disaster management here. So disaster management is important. Technocentric approach is very much important for the development of Japan. Okay, so we compare the developed countries like Japan to the underdeveloped countries like India and African countries, also Turkey, Syria, where an earthquake results into the very high loss of lives and property. But in the region of Japan, the earthquake of high intensity also does not result in very high loss of life and property. Okay, so here we see that this is one of the perspective, okay, one of the part for Japan, and the model which is defining or helping us to understand the earthquake which is taking place in the region of Japan. Okay, so guys, how did you like this presentation, this case? Do write in the comment box. Okay, give a feedback. It is important for me to evolve better for you, so that we can provide you a better understanding for the cases, for the phenomena which is taking place in the contemporary time, and which is highly important for the UPSC examination. So guys, see you in the next session. Thank you very much. Take care.